Venezuela. She had a 9.125 on her first vault. Now they will average the two scores here, and that will be her final score for this vault.
Now she was doing a layout Tsukahara. It's not real strong off of the horse. You can see the arms bend. Good position in the air, but look at the step out of it. It's a pretty big deduction there.
Second score, 9.425.
9.425 for a total of 18.787. She's the first competitor on the vault. This is Tatiana Figueiredo of Brazil, 19 years old, from Rio de Janeiro. However, she attends school here in the United States at Oklahoma University.
Actually, that was, I think it was supposed to be a layout Tsukahara, and she actually piked on the afterflight. Not a real strong vault. She almost looks like she slows down going into the horse. And again, she doesn't open up into the position.
It looked like here, as you mentioned, Kathy, she backed off a little bit as going into the board, which cut down her speed, which of course will cut down your height and your post flight as well.
It was supposed to be a pike Tsukahara. It's a fairly weak vault for a finals. She'll probably do a layout Tsukahara here for her second vault.
9.20, the first score for Tatiana Figueiredo of Brazil.
Now keep in mind the girls have to do two vaults here. They're taking the average of the two vaults, and the vaults have to be from different families.
And a layout Tsukahara, much better than the first vault.
Tatiana Figueiredo, she began her career in gymnastics in 1977. She's a sophomore at the University of Oklahoma.
She has actually better speed on this vault. Much better form in the air.
And you can see here she really opens her body up here with a tremendous stretch right there, and then she pikes it in. That's the nice style on a layout Tsukahara. It'll score much better than the first vault, I'm sure.
9.475. And that gives her a total of 18.900. That's the top score right now. Adriana Duffy of Puerto Rico.
Not a real fast run. A layout Tsukahara. I didn't think she was going to have enough to get that one over.
You can see she's obviously a very strong girl. She's very powerful. And it seemed to me, as you mentioned, Kathy, she backed off going into the board right here, hoping to basically muscle this vault. She was behind, way back on the board. Her hands didn't quite get in good position on the horse. And of course, once you have all the problem in the pre-flight, there's not much you can do in the post-flight to correct.
Duffy is our third gymnast on this first apparatus, the vault. She has her second pass coming. This is Rhonda Fain of the United States, who had the high scorer on this apparatus throughout the competition. That was in the optionals, a 9.95.
16 balls total. It's only one even.
This will be Duffy's second jump.
Score 8.90.
And her second jump will be averaged with this 8.90.
Now the second ball.
She's looking to improve on that first vault. Hopefully get a little more speed on the run. Handspring front. Oh, ran right out of that vault.
We'll give you that score in just a moment, but let's look at Rhonda Fain. And with the weaker vaulters ahead of her, Rhonda only needs a 9.065 to take the lead. Right now, let's go back to Thursday, where she hit that solid 9.95.
This is a very exciting vault for Rhonda. She does a round-off approach and a layout, Tsukahara full off the horse. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Rhonda Fain scored a perfect 10 on this apparatus at the United States Championships earlier this year. And there have only been 2 10s since the 1984 Olympics, when we had the vault without fault from Mary Lou Retton. Rhonda is 16 years old, coached by Bella Caroli.
A repeat of that vault we just saw would just about ensure a gold medal on this event for Rhonda.
9.20 for Adriana Duffy. And again, because of the weaker vaulters ahead of Rhonda, Fain needs only a 9.065 to take the lead.
Now remember, you have to do 2 different vaults, so I believe Rhonda will probably do a tuck Tsukahara with a full twist for her first vault. Very nice vault. She's so consistent on this vault, the way she goes back and gets onto the horse just perfectly.
Good push. Hips in, reach for the landing. Hey, go for it now. Thanks. Go. Tall. Push.
The words of Greg Marsden, the head coach of the United States team.
Watch how precise she is on the board. Perfect position. Right on top of the horse to get a good push off. It's a good angle to really see the push that Rhonda gets off the horse.
9.80 for Rhonda Fain. That score will be averaged in with her second jump coming up.
Now this is Rhonda's strongest vault. She'll do the same vault except in layout position. That was a missed vault. As you could see, she was a little off on the board, went back into the horse a little bit too hard, had to bend her arms, and really aborted the vault, actually.
Got heavy.
Let's take a look again. A lot of speed going in on the horse. She was a little too far on the end of the board. Really unfortunate for Rhonda. Here you can see the bent arms, poor position on the horse.
Stacey told me to tell you that you were back on the board on your first vault, but I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to, think about it. If I would, it would just be like you're on the board.
Yeah, I was way
You have to keep in mind that the powerhouses on vault are yet to come. So even though she needs a fairly low score to take the lead, those vaulters coming after her are very strong.
Listening to Christy Phillips and Rhonda Fain speak, and Christy had a little advice for her and said she was afraid to give it to her earlier, that it may mess her up mentally.
They won't, as they're
He did his deduction for doing that.
It's only 5 cents deduction. It's a pretty good vault.
Awaiting the scores of the 6 judges here in women's gymnastics, the top score and the low score are thrown out, and the rest are averaged together for the aggregate score.
It's a very difficult vault to score because there is a 5/10 deduction for doing the wrong vault. Then they have to judge the vault she actually did.
Rhonda joined the national team in 1987, so she's a relative newcomer. She earned a spot on this team by finishing 6th in the all-around at the recent championships of the United States, coached by Bella Caroli.
How? I know how you feel. I know how you feel, Rhonda.
The next gymnast up is Oriana Mendez of Cuba. How much pressure does that put on her while she waits for the conversation of the judges? 8.963, her second vault, so that will definitely hurt Rhonda Fain in the standings. Her total, 19.218. She ranks first, but the stronger gymnasts are yet to come, and we'll be back with more gymnastics competition after this message.